So running 100 miles is an extraordinary feat. It's difficult no matter how you slice it, no matter the version, whether it's in the mountains or it's a rail to trail. Running 100 miles is difficult, but I'm going to give you my 3 top tips, the things that I hate the most about running 100 miles. How do I solve those problems? So the very first thing I hate the most about running 100 miles is the sleep deprivation. Obviously, we all deal with that at some point in our life, but in 100 miles, it's exceptionally difficult because not only are you running, for those of us that are 24 hours and above, not only are you running all day, but then you got to stay up through the night. And so the trick that I found most useful for me is not really taking in caffeine for the first 12 hours. So when night falls, I've pretty much had almost no caffeine, a little bit at the start, but I haven't been taking caffeine pills or caffeine gels all day, and then, having to then take them at night and it not be as effective. When I take caffeine in a race, I really want it to be effective. So the trick that I learned is that when I get to about 6 a.m., 7 a.m., that's when I take a 5-hour energy. That basically made me have so much energy I felt better from that point, from sunrise. So basically sunrise, whatever sunrise is, whatever time period that is for you when you're in a race, 4-hour energy, 5-hour energy, whichever one it is, you take that and you feel like $1,000,000. I did, and I will forever use that trick to survive the night. The night's just tough. Getting through the night itself, you could probably take caffeine, but I didn't feel like I needed to. My body kind of went in this hallucinogenic state and just had to survive. It was rough. That's the worst part about running 24-hour plus races, is the night for me. Second is bonking. Bonking is the worst. Above all things, feeling like crap, feeling like your day's over. And I know if you're a runner, you've hit it, whether it's in marathons or ultramarathons. And what I found most useful is, and it's taken me a lot of years to really just become disciplined to do it, which is eat from the very beginning, fuel from the very beginning, even when you don't feel like you need it. I know most of us probably train a lot without taking in a whole lot in the first 15 to 20 miles, but you really need to eat early, eat often, even when you don't really feel like it, even when you don't feel good, you don't feel like you can eat, you gotta eat. And that will help you feel better. It always makes me feel better. If you're feeling bad in ultra, eat. More than likely, that's gonna make you feel better. And know how many calories you burn. I know it's kind of difficult. Your body can really only process about 400 calories an hour. I'm a bigger guy, so I think I burn more than that, but my stomach gets all backed up if I try to eat too much. So I try to take in a good, 2 to 350 about every 45 minutes, give myself some time to kind of digest. I get to the aid station, I start eating, and then I take some stuff on leaving the aid station, and I walk. I use that time to kind of eat, get it down, get it into my stomach, and then I just kind of take it easy. Then I start to work back up to running and my run walk scenario situation, whatever I'm doing at that point. But I got to give myself time to get the food in my stomach, let it settle, and move on. The third tip, if you've been running, it doesn't need any distance, chafing is the absolute worst. And I've made whole videos, and I'll link to it in the description, but on how to not chafe, and I've done pretty good. So pretty much you take so much lube. When you think you've lubed too much, lube more. Every part, and I say this all the time, that jiggles, swings, swangs, touches, rubs, anything, and you put more lube on that part, multiple parts than you think you can fit. It should be running down your legs. No, I'm just kidding. But it should be to the point where you have so much lube that nothing can cause chafing. I cut the liners out of my shorts. I get, Mizuno has sent me shorts on this channel, and I cut the liners out of it. I think the liners cause more problems than anything. I wear compression shorts underneath, running shorts with no liner, and I don't have any chafing. Chafe all of your parts, especially guys. Chafe the tips, the sides, all of it. Women, I'm not sure what you have to lube, but I'm sure you got stuff to lube, and I'll leave that to you all to handle. I'm a guy, I don't know, but I have an imagination. Is that the right term? I have an imagination. I can think of it. But honestly, lube it all, and I promise you, the liners, all that stuff. You know, if you have your hydration vest, those can rub on you. Lube your lats. If you haven't run for that amount of time, you really gotta understand that if you've worn your vest in training and you've never run it past 4, 5, 10 hours, 12, 20 hours, it's gonna rub. So you got to make sure that you adjust your pack as you're running also. So as if it's one in the back that the weight shifts, from having water in it or not water in it, more food or stuff in it, you just got to constantly adjust to make sure that it's fitted tightly so you don't chafe in your back. I've seen some nasty stuff out there, and you know who you are, that have had some major chafing. I've heard people not chafe their cheeks, and they fuse together overnight. You got to get up in there. I bring rubber gloves, and I put them in all my aid station drop bags and containers, so if I have to lube the kind of less sanitary areas, I'm putting the gloves on and applying it liberally. Hundreds are difficult, but you don't have to make them more difficult by making dumb mistakes. And literally those three things are probably 75% of the mistakes I've made in ultras that have helped me in pretty much any distance in ultra marathon. So if you have any tips and tricks that you've learned over the years, please share them below, because I like to share all of this stuff with everybody in the community, because it's fun to run 100 miles, to run ultras, but it's not so fun to learn by mistakes. And if you could help somebody else by sharing your failures. And so with me, even when I've known things that you need to do, I've still not done them, because you get in that kind of ultra mind state and you feel like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I leave my toes now. I eat from the beginning. I limit my caffeine instead of just taking it all day. And it took me a lot of years to figure that stuff out, because it really does matter. I know we're all an experiment of one, from what we take, from where we chafe, from how well we handle sleep deprivation. But I think most of us could probably benefit from heeding this advice. I think if you're looking to run a 100 miler, it's so exciting and there's so much to learn, but take out the easy stuff and just deal with the hard stuff. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Have fun out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.